Glad y'all are here. I know you're learning a lot today. Passing out information on all kinds of things because the county clerk does a lot of things. I have 49 employees. We not only take care of our judges, because I have these 5 county court at law, but also commissioner's court. We take the minutes for that. We keep the records for that, copies of contracts, you name it. And then, if that's not enough, and it's not, yeah. Here's another one that you'll need to just take home and read. It's the one with the red and the black writing. That's for you to read at home because that tells you all the different things that we do. Now, some people think we do take taxes, but we don't. We don't sell license plates. He does. In some states, like Colorado, the county clerk does. No, not here in Texas. We do issue marriage license, birth and death certificates, and we record all kinds of land recordings. When you buy your house, you go to your closing, it's recorded in our office when that title company electronically now sends it to us. So we do a lot. And that's another thing that some of these other pages are about, and I wanted to talk to you about that because the courts, y'all have had a good taste of that now. But what you may not realize is, and if you read our Williamson County Sun, you'll see that there are more and more scams. I mean, and Larry can probably tell you about the ones that he sees. Our district clerk can tell you about jury scams that, oh, you're going to go to jail if you don't show up for jury, and you need to give us a gift card? No. I mean, every time you turn around, there's a scam. There's a call. Don't answer it if it's not in your list of contacts, because it's probably a scam. On the news this week, Channel 7, and you can go look at their reports. It was yesterday morning, day before maybe. Somebody in Liberty Hill almost had their house stolen, their property stolen. Someone impersonated them. I know the same thing has happened in Gerald. And you say, how does somebody steal a house? You steal a car. You can steal a wallet. You can have a little gadget to steal people's credit card information when you walk past them. But how do you steal a house? Well, unfortunately, it's way too easy. And we've had gangs of people who come and do this. And what they'll do is they'll get the list of the foreclosures, which are people who aren't making payments on their house, and it's been foreclosed, and maybe they moved out. And they'll go around and drive around these houses, and we're required by law to put that list online every month. They'll see if anybody's living in them. If nobody's living in that house, they'll go rent it, and they'll get the locks changed. And then you've got somebody in your house, and you may not even know it. If you live out of town and you have a rent house here, you better have somebody watching it. Same thing if you go on vacation. You better let your neighbors know. I hope you can trust your neighbors. You need to get to know your neighbors and find some friendly neighbors who you trade off on watching each other's house when you're gone. Because here's a story in the title company industry. $1.5 million mortgage fraud case in Chicago. And there was another one, I believe, also in Texas that was over $1 million. And you can't even fathom how somebody can do this, how they can be so bold, but they get fake notaries. Sign the paperwork, it looks legal. I mean, we're required to file it if it looks legal on its face. And it's recorded. And then, gosh, they can do all kinds of things. They can sell it outright. That's what has happened in some of these. The one this week, like I say, you can go online, you can look on Channel 7 and look at their news stories, and you'll see the Liberty Hill, where the guy was thinking about selling his land. He talked to an agent, a real estate agent, and gave her the contract to go sell it. And she drove out there, there was already a sign on the property. And so she calls that agent and said, who are you selling for? And she goes, the owner. She goes, no, I just talked to him. We just signed a contract. What does your owner look like? And it was someone impersonating the true owner. So, and other times they don't even catch it until they get to closing. Well, we get that paperwork after closing. So it's kind of now on the title company's backs to make sure that you're checking the ID on all these people. You want to know why you have to present your driver's license, your passport, all kinds of things anymore? It's because people are faking identification. And if you've ever been through that, it is not a fun situation when someone steals your ID and sets up credit card accounts in your name. So what I have done, and a lot of clerks in the state of Texas have done, is we've signed up with these folks. It's called property fraud. And that is the one best thing that you can do for yourself if you own your house, is sign up on the property fraud website. There's on a link to for you to sign up. It's free for you to sign up. And please sign up in all different variations of your name. I'm not a lawyer, but people who do this kind of thing, they may use your first name, last name. They may use your middle name, your last name. They may use your initials and then your last name. So sign up in all the different ways that you can think of that somebody might use your name. Now, if your name is John Smith, yeah, you're going to get notified quite a bit, because they will either pretty much email you. That's what I've signed up for. And I've just signed up for my sister in another county because she doesn't know how to use computers much. And it notified me that her deed of trust was filed. Okay, then I don't even have to tell her about that, because that's just one of those things that it's part of the closing process. But we get a lot of phone calls from folks that are like freaked out because they just got notification by email that something's been filed in their name. Well, you need to go look it up first. It may just be something normal. You pay off your mortgage, they're going to file a release. You want them to. And so that's okay. You start a business. You set up an assumed name for that business. The bank will require it if it's not under your name, like ABC Rental or you name it. The bank will want a DBA for that business, and then all your ID to prove who you are. But that kind of thing, that's legal. It's okay. There are certain filings that are normal. And so it's not to create a panic about. It is to let you know if something is out there that's been filed that you weren't expecting and you don't know anything about it. Because I have also had a lady, she was in her 70s, and this was probably 10 or 15 years ago now. She was a veteran. She'd paid off her home, and she was panicked because she got a foreclosure notice. And she said, I don't have any debt. I don't owe anything. I haven't used my house as, collateral for anything. I don't understand what's going on. Why am I getting foreclosed again? So we started looking things up, and there was a lien she didn't know anything about. And it was from out of state. And so take her down to Lisa's office. You need to get a lawyer, and you need to go downstairs. You can file a request by law, by statute, to go see a judge and disprove it. And I don't know what happened, but Lisa took her and helped her with, gave her the forms. She had the paperwork. Yeah. And this is a different world than we grew up in. I'll just put it that way. We do so much and we try so hard. Half of my employees are actually leaving this building as we're going to move to another building, the recording division. And Larry will be over there as well. I went to look at it yesterday. And we're getting about 5,000 square feet over what we currently have because we need it. We're going to have a lot more stations for the public than we do now. Because as our population continues to grow, we will continue to need people who want to work for a long period of time and get a good retirement and follow the rules. Because everything we do pretty much governed by statute. There's very little that we do that is not governed by statute. So, do y'all have any questions for me? Because I'm going to try to give her some time to talk. Any questions?
It's more so of a comment. So I worked
Yes, ma'am.
Worked in real estate and title for the last 30 years, and we all have like our huge disclosures on everything, but it's almost everybody's kind of blind to them now, right? You're just so used to like the fraud alerts and the other, but I can name easily half a dozen cases just in the last year and a half of people that I personally know that know better or are aware of the scam potentials that, so it's just, it's a very real thing and it's a very scary, just for due diligence and education purposes. I can't even, with the AI and the voice recognition.
Oh, I know.
Because that's supposed
Yes.
to be our savior, is to talk to somebody, and to verify your numbers. And the bad people, that's all they have to do is think about bad things.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I just came back from a conference that was in San Antonio last month, and they showed a video of an online closing, and it all looked pretty legit. Unfortunately, the lady that was selling her house, AI, they'd taken a picture of a lady who'd been missing for 3 years and put her on a body, and it talked and it looked normal and said all the right things and did everything and signed off on this house, and then they find out that this is not the real person. So it's a scary world that we're in now, and you have to really be careful.
I just want to say thank you for this. I'm also in real estate, and one of the things we do in our due diligence and ethically, because we're bound by that by the state of Texas, is that we do all the work for our clients, either as a buyer or as an agent. But what I also do is that I will mention 2 websites that they can go to that I feel that are reliable, but I still suggest to them if they see something, send it to me so I can verify it.
Yes.
Because you can get abused information in those particular websites. So thank you very much for this. I have 2 homes, I need to get them registered.
Yes, for sure. And You have to be more defensive nowadays than we ever have been. I've been in office for close to 27 years now, and I've seen an awful lot of things. We have a whole new group of population that claim that Texas, and it was a republic, and they don't believe in our laws. They don't believe in our marriage license, our license plates. They create their own, and they're very dangerous toward law enforcement as well, as you can imagine. So we have those come in the office almost weekly anymore. It used to be, when I first started, maybe 4 or 5 times a year. Now it's almost every single week we have at least one person. So, and I know you want to hear from Lisa. She does our juries, and we appreciate that because we don't have time for that too. We do handle them when they get assigned to us, but she pulls them for the whole county. And she's been here a while too. Been here a while, seen a lot, and I appreciate it. And I have another appointment that I will need to scoot out of here and go to. So please, name, phone number, email, it's all there. If you have any questions you think about later, please feel free to email me. I will email back. All right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.